fast forward to the 2004, 2005 era. I know there was some renovations happening on the yard. Without having a crystal ball at the time, we know what happens 3 or 4 years later in the crash of '08. I would assume that during the Building 5 era, there was a sense of optimism, enthusiasm. I wasn't there. I'm curious. What was the mindset back in the early 2000s?
Well, the early 2000s, business was booming. Everybody thought the end of the world was going to come when the World Trade Centers came down, but actually after the world recovered, it was boom time, and it was so good you kind of thought it'll never end. At that time, we did great amounts of business. There would be trucks lining up for a mile trying to make deliveries to us. It was so busy there was not room for one more forklift or one more delivery truck to come or go. We purchased 2 contiguous and adjacent pieces of real estate.
Hot dollar words.
So we had room to grow, and all of that happened. And then the great crash of '08, '09, '10, '11, '12. I mean, it was
contiguous years.
It never really ended.
No, it was bad, guys. We went from 25,000 building permits in Lee County, Florida, to less than 1,000 in 2010. So you got like a 99% decrease in building permits, and that's where we make our money.
Yep.
I guess the bright side of that is half of our competition went out of business, so when things did come back, you're not competing against half of your competition. In God's providence, it worked out well, but it was tough and it was scary.
And it was '09 when we started the lumberyard here in Long Beach?
That's correct. In '09, well, actually late '08, we purchased the real estate where we are. In Florida, where the home base was, we had delivery trucks, forklifts, door hanging equipment, all this stuff that was more or less sitting idle. One of our customers, a guy named Jimmy Oriole, was from the Mississippi coast and suggested we give it a real hard look to open up an operation there. That you've got lots of waterfront real estate, you've got a lot of rebuilding opportunities after Hurricane Katrina. So we came and looked around and thought it would be a good idea. And ultimately it has been, but the economy continued to get worse in '09 and '10. Then we had the BP oil spill, which put a deep freeze on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. You just learn to trust God, because those were some scary times.